Hello everyone, hope you're well. I wanted to continue my legend series and it's my 127th legend and being 12th July, which is 12/7, I wanted to give someone special and I'm giving someone extremely special, someone who was one of the fastest ever bowlers in the history of cricket. Genuinely fast bowler whose pace was like fire, and he is the one bowler who has dismissed Sachin Tendulkar most times in international cricket, 14 times. And he was an absolute sensation when he made his debut against India in 1999. I remember watching at the MCG Melbourne Cricket Ground Boxing Day Test against India, where he took a wicket in his first over and also took a wicket of Rahul Dravid in that first ball, and eventually took 5 wickets in his debut match against India, where Sachin Tendulkar had scored a century, and it made him the first ever Australian fast bowler after Dennis Lillee to take 5 wickets on debut, and someone who captured the imagination of the cricket public with his absolute pace, lethal bouncers, and Yorkers, and someone who really rose to the challenge after Glenn McGrath, Shane Warne's retirement, and really carried the Aussie bowling attack. I'm talking about the sensational Brett Lee of Australia, who was paced like fire. He was born November 8th, 1976, in New South Wales. Another big player coming from New South Wales. I've said many Australian great players come from New South Wales, like West Indians come from Bridgetown, Barbados as well. And he obviously played with Steve-O being New South Wales, and Steve-O is the one who pushed his inclusion in the team against India in 1999, and he had a terrific debut as well. And he is someone who has bowled more than 100 miles per hour. His fastest recorded ball was 161.1 kilometer per hour, which is 100.1 miles per hour, which is really, really fast. In all, he played 76 test matches for Australia, and he took 310 wickets with 10 5 wicket hauls. And in one day cricket, he played 221 matches and took 380 wickets with 9 5 wicket hauls as well, which is a lot for one day internationals, 9 5 wicket hauls. And he, in 2003, the World Cup where Shane Warne was banned for a banned substance, he was banned from the World Cup, and he led the bowling attack with Glenn McGrath and Andy Mitchell, and they had an amazing attack. And between the three of them, they took 59 wickets, and Bradley had taken 22 wickets as well. And Bradley is also the first bowler to take a hat trick in T20 internationals, which happened at the 2007 inaugural World Cup. And he's also the first Australian to take a hat trick in a 50 over World Cup, which happened at the 2003 World Cup against Kenya in the Super 8 matches. And Bradley was an amazing fielder as well. He was a very athletic person. I mean, no one will forget Bradley, how fast he used to run to the wicket, and he was 100% an athletic person, really supple and really fit, obviously. And he had a super arm from the boundary line as well. And he was a very, very acrobatic fielder and a really good arm. And he was more than a useful batsman as well. He scored a lot of 50s for Australia, important 50s. And if people remember that 2005 Ashes, where England won under Michael Vaughan's captaincy, where Flintoff was the hero, that second test at Edgbaston in Birmingham, when Australia were chasing the second innings, Bradley had scored 43 not out, which was the highest score among any Australian in that second innings. But unfortunately, the last wicket fell when he was still batting, and Australia lost by 2 runs, England winning by 2 runs. And it was a memorable moment when Andrew Flintoff went to Bradley and consoled him at the crease. That was one of the best moments of Ashes. Fiercely contested Ashes between England and Australia, but Andrew Flintoff consoling Bradley at the crease. And after McGrath and Shane Warne retired, I mean, he really rose to the challenge, and he was the man of the series in the series against Sri Lanka, two-test series, and also the 2007-8 Border Gavaskar Trophy. He was the man of the series, and that year he also got the Alan Border Medal, which is given to the best international cricketer of the year in Australia. He got that medal as well. And Shane Lee, his brother, also played for Australia in one day matches. People who have seen cricket in the 90s will remember that. And Bradley was just a sensation all the time. I mean, he always brought a lot of excitement into the game, and he really bowled fast. And in that 2003 World Cup, I mean, he bowled balls that was above 160 kilometer per hour, which is extremely fast. And he always had a lethal bounce. I mean, obviously with his pace, he had a very searing bounce. And I've seen Bradley hit a lot of batsmen on their head helmet. And he also had a very good Yorker, well deceived Yorker, and at his pace, it was always difficult to handle. And he also had a slow ball, which was a big difference between his normal balls and the slow ball. There was a big change in pace, and he had a really effective slow ball as well. And he really contributed a lot to Australian cricket. And Steve-O is the one who included him in the test after his initial debut, first class debut for New South Wales. And he was also in the Australian A team as well. And Brett Lee, everyone will remember, like a blonde hair and always well groomed, and he really uh, made a big account of himself. I mean, Brett Lee was an absolute sensation when he played, and he was lucky when he played. He played in a team that had already had Glenn McGrath, Shane Warne. He got into a bowling attack that was the best in the world, and he really continued with that. And he also had a lot of injury problems because of obviously the extreme pace at which he bowled. He had a lot of stress fractures, a lot of injury problems that put him in and out of the team. And because of his pace, he was always a very attacking bowler. I mean, he had a high average and strike rate also. I mean, average especially runs conceded, but because he was a very attacking bowler. But he did compromise on his pace a lot and tried to bowl a bit slower than his normal pace to focus more on accuracy, and that gave him more wickets. And even Ricky Ponting once suggested that to him to reduce his pace a bit and concentrate more on accuracy. So that is my video on Brett Lee, who is definitely one of the greatest legends of this game, and someone who brought a lot of excitement since his debut in 1999, and someone who bowled with a lot of pace, and who as a batsman, no one had any respite facing him, and he was an amazing gentleman as well. I mean, he was a very well spoken person, has a lot of interest in music and a lot of things, charities. He is involved with a lot of things, even with commentary. And thank you, Brett Lee, for everything you have done for Australian cricket, for world cricket, and for inspiring a generation of fast bowlers to bowl fast and to keep that fast bowling art alive. Everyone will have great memories of you, and you are someone who inspired so many people to bowl fast and into cricket. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, everyone. Take care. God bless you.